Hello, my friends. Welcome. We have just returned from Motor City Comic Con in Michigan. We haven't actually just returned. It's been like the week, but we're here nonetheless. And I'm here to chat with you a little bit about how it went and what it was like. You're also going to see clips in between here of like things that I was recording during the actual like live time. So you'll see us taking down the booth. You'll see us messing around. You'll see a few days in there, a few shots of the con. Not too many because I'm bad at that. But you will see them, and you'll see Brianna messing with me, etc., etc. But hello, I hope y'all are doing well. In case you're new here, my name is Rachel. I am a voice actor and content creator, and I run voice acting events where folks get to step into my booth, record dialogue for characters, and then get your audio back with special effects and music. And I go to different conventions, anime cons, comic cons, video game conventions, whatever it is, around the country for people to do this. So this is the video for Motor City 2025. It's Wednesday night, and I've already got the doors off the booth and the majority of the ceiling off as well. And technically, although you can't entirely tell, I have the window out. That one's a cute little fun piece, and surprisingly heavy, because that, like, acrylic or whatever it is in the window is heavy as fuck. But yeah, getting some early pieces off by myself, making sure hopefully we don't forget anything. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on Thursday when I have a Brianna. Let's see how it goes.
McDonald's until.
Y'all, hello. Say welcome to my sister. She likes her McDonald's. We're gonna go get her sweet tea.
I just want a fucking sweet tea. I've been loading this damn thing for 2.5 hours.
She does all the heavy lifting. You can't see it too much, but look at those solid ass wood pieces.
I thought you were taking a fucking picture.
Stacked up all the way. It's okay. We know Brianna. We love Brianna. Damn, bro. She did some heavy work. Look at Stitch in the background. Y'all saw those big ass bass pieces earlier when I was moving shit. She's a god tier human. It is 11:40, and we are off on our way to Motor City Comic Con. So,
See you guys there.
see ya there.
So this perspective is going to be more from like kind of an exhibitor vendor side than it is from an attendee side, but you could still get a bit of a viewpoint of how things were running, and I know little bits and pieces for attendees, but if you're interested or curious on how the exhibitor side of things work, here you go. Basically, we spoke with Motor City because I sent them an email, because when I apply to places, I usually apply as a panel or a workshop, because we can do our thing in like little 2-hour slots, and we have before. It's not particularly the best because we don't see a lot of people, we're not able to do a lot of things, and it's nicer to go all day. So I reached out to Motor City with this big long paragraph spiel that I give, and I spoke to the woman named Beth, who's incredible. She is one of the heads of the con. She's a very sweet person and super like good at what she does. Shout out to Beth. And basically we had a long ass chat over the phone and got down all of the details that was going to be happening, you know, like set in, breakdown, how long you run, what does it cost, how do people work it, all sorts of things, where you're going to be set up, floor plan. I even got a floor plan, y'all, fantastic. And as an exhibitor, you know, we were given a lot usually of what like artist alley and vendor and panel people get. So if you've ever submitted a panel, whether you're a company or not a company, if you've ever submitted a panel to a Comic-Con and you've run a panel at a Comic-Con, if you run a certain amount of hours, or with some smaller conventions, if you just get accepted to run a panel or a workshop, you will get a free weekend pass because you're doing activities for their event, right? You're essentially working for them. And so we were offered that, me and my sister, she's the one who runs it for me. You're gonna hear me mention Brianna a shit ton here. If you don't know Brianna, hop into our Twitch streams because she's in my chat and she's fantastic and we love her. Anyways, weekend passes. Motor City is a Comic-Con that does charge for parking. Now, I don't think Motor City charges. I think it's the convention center they're in, which is Suburban Collection Showcase, that charges, but it's $10 for parking. So we got that comped for us. We got a little pass, but just know that if you're an attendee or whatever the case may be, it does cost money to park there. I don't know who gets the money. I just know it costs money. But we got it comped and we got the passes. And the passes, let me tell y'all, the passes are so cute. I'm gonna show a little video clip here of me showing you the front. We specifically had exhibitor passes, and you'll notice at the bottom it says "You are a voice actor" in really big print. That's the name of our thing. And it's so cool to have that on your badge. And it was so cool. It makes you feel like so important and so much fun. And like it's a little thing, but it's really nice. So other conventions, other people sponsoring things, put those things on the badges. It's fantastic. If you're able to. Depending on how large you are, you know, you might not be able to do something that small because Motor City's decently big. The general attendance count I was hearing about was like 30,000 people usually. So that's a pretty big convention center for Michigan. We were expecting a decent amount of traffic, but we really didn't know. We never truly know a vibe until we get there. And we were excited because, you know, we were going to be set up in our own room. We didn't have strict hours, so we could run all day long and we could just keep going and going and going. And the convention hours are listed on the pass, as well as the setup and takedown hours. You can see them on the back. That was a really nice detail for exhibitors, vendors, etc., because we had to load things in and load things out, right? We're not just attendees. So you'll notice they had the full day before. They had the Thursday, 11 to 9 on Thursday, which is a huge chunk of time for people to come in and set up and be prepared. And that's when Brianna and I set it up. We showed up on Thursday, and we were told we were going to be able to drive into the building with her big ass white kidnap van. Okay, this thing's a Ram ProMaster something. It's tall and it's long, all right? And we're like, there's no way they're going to let us drive into the building. They must have misspoke. Lo and behold, we get there. We're like, hey, we're such and such event. We pick up our passes. This is the floor plan we have. We need to get outside of the big warehouse convention and into a little bit of like the hotel sort of like hallway indoors area, because we were one of the few things that were running on the inside section versus that big, huge warehouse. All of it's inside, but if you've ever been to a Comic-Con, there's usually an artist alley and a vendor and your celebrities in this big open floor space with tables, and they might set up like curtains or fake walls, but there's no actual rooms. So we were outside of that in the hallway with the carpet and the padded flooring and the glass doors and the actual solid rooms. So we knew we couldn't drive into there for obvious reasons, but usually in the big warehouse section where artist alley and everyone is, you can drive up to like a loading dock area and then unload. So that's what we were assuming we'd do, even though we got told we could drive through it. And lo and behold, this incredible man with a comic book shirt, name was Mitch, fabulous. He's like, nah, I will show you. You can drive through the warehouse part. And we were like, what? So cool. So he hops on his golf cart and leads us through to the other end of the warehouse. We're driving our van through this warehouse to the doors where we would need to go through in order to get to like the skinny inside carpet section. And he was right. And they even had a cart. I don't think the cart, it was like a big, large one, which was really nice for us because we have a cart, but I'm an idiot and it's not the right size. If you stick with us, you will learn very quickly. I'm a dumby. But they had this big blue cart that other vendors were being able to use, and no one was using it, and it was sitting right where we pulled up, and so Mitch was like, you can use that, which is fantastic because it super helped us getting pieces everywhere. I will say, I don't think it was meant for us. Like, they didn't reserve a cart for us or anything like that. So just keep that in mind if you are vendoring or exhibiting or artist alley, whatever you want to call it, that they don't like reserve carts for you. We just happen to get lucky for that. And it was a smooth process. We put pieces on, we went into our room, we set up our room. People came in while we were setting up to make sure we were okay. How we wanted chairs laid out. Did we need like tables, whatever we needed.
We have our own room and it's beautiful and we're bringing in pieces and this convention is so pretty and so big. Okay, goodbye.
It was a pretty chill process. We got everything ready to go. We were done at a decent time on Thursday. We got some food and we went home and we got ready for Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen, she is built at Motor City Comic Con after a lot of hard work, mostly by Brianna, but I helped a little bit. She did most of it though. And look, we've got these super cute exhibitor passes. And they say our thing at the bottom. You are a voice actor. I really should just call it that. I need to drop the rest of it. But it's so cute. It's got show hours and the little like mouse guy on the front. Y'all, I'm so excited. I cannot explain. He's a bit of a pain is the nice words I'm supposed to use because we are at a family-friendly convention. Especially to get the doors intact and all that jazz. And praying it works throughout the weekend and we don't have to
literally throw our bodies into it. But okay, we're set up, ready to go for tomorrow.
And we'll see everybody then. Goodbye.
Let's talk about the actual convention. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. For my attendee folks, I will put up the prices of the convention here. This is what you would be paying for regular like day and weekend passes. We found from a lot of attendees, I don't know how often this happens at other cons. I didn't think it happened often, but a lot of people would buy a single day pass and that was it. They weren't buying full weekend passes. There were people who did, but when they came to our thing and I chatted with them, they usually had a single day pass and they came there to meet their celebrity, watch their celebrity's panel, and then had time for us type of energy. There were a few people who very specifically were like, no, I'm here for you. I saw this advertised and I came for this and I will wait until I get to do this. If you were one of those people, or if you ever are one of those people who are coming for us, I love you. Parasocially, I love you. I'm joking. Obviously, I don't love you. But parasocially, I love you, bitch. Okay? Because I cannot imagine somebody coming specifically to do our event. That's crazy talk. And you guys make my day, and you make me feel so good. But that was really cool, okay? I need a little ego burst there, it's fine. But this is one of those things where I want to talk a little bit about different types of conventions. There are conventions that are cosplay. They have huge cosplay masquerades, cosplay competitions, cosplay sections for photo shoots, cosplay staffed creations. Like the whole thing is so cosplay heavy and cosplay dedicated, and cosplay is their focus. There are voice acting / anime ones where there's a bunch of voice actor people. Every panel and workshop is voice actor centric. There's Q&A panels, like everything is about that. There are celebrity ones where it's specifically meant to be like a movie TV star kind of energy. There are party conventions, which a lot of people haven't heard of these. These are a thing, my friends. Party conventions are where you have some of your normal convention aspects, like, celebrities you can meet, workshops or panels you can do, but the majority of what it's for is to fuck around and find out. You are there to have fun. You are there to get wasted. I'm talking you get alcohol at like noon. You can buy alcohol once you hit like 7 p.m. 21 and under isn't allowed in the building. Like that kind of party convention. There are raves that go until 2 a.m. There are dances, there's karaoke, that kind of thing. Glow sticks, all sorts of stuff. Those are party cons. And these types of conventions still might be under the name of like blank anime con or blank comic con, but this is like a category that they're in. And there's also activity cons or culture conventions where the majority of what you're there to do is not to meet people, it's not to get signatures, it's not even necessarily for panels, it's mostly for interactive things. So crafting, making Pokeball dioramas, or learning how to fold kimonos, or, playing trivia games, doing like interactive panels, that kind of stuff is the majority of what you're there for. Video game halls, dance competitions, that jazz. That's an activity convention. And then of course you have your Comic Cons who are there for you to meet celebrities, get their autograph, talk to them, whether they're movies, TVs, voice actor, video game, whatever. And then they will have their own panels that are like Q&A panels or discussion panels, and that's the majority of the thing. That is the category that I would put Motor City in. Motor City is very heavily a celebrity autograph photos, professional photos, right? They had professional photo takers there for pose photo ops. They had signature tables. Every celebrity had a table you could go to. And then the majority of their panels, like things you could go and watch in a big ballroom, had celebrities on them. There were one or two that were trivia or pop culture. And there were one or two activities, like we were an activity, or an event, whatever you want to call it, an exhibition. And then there was lightsaber classes and lightsaber performances that were the other big activity event. But for the most part, Motor City is definitely a like celebrity-based convention, which every convention type is totally respectable and does, the thing they're supposed to do, and none of them are better or worse than the other. It's just so that you as an attendee or an exhibitor or an artist person can get a good vibe on what the environment's going to be like when you go there. So that's why we were like, okay, there's a lot of attendance for here. We think we're gonna get a good chunk of people because after you've seen your celebrity or talked to them or gone to their panel, you might still have time in the convention hours, even if you buy a one-day pass, to go, let me go do that thing. And they came and they did the thing, right? So that's one of those things that we kind of think about when we do this kind of jazz. So let's get into the days.
You wanna know what it's really like? I was gonna make this video all nice and pretty because I said, oh, I look good. And then she goes, this bitch over here goes, can we make the influencer shit after breakfast? And I go, but I look nice. She go, you ain't gonna look nice after breakfast? I say, no, my lipstick if I eat food. She go, hey, you thought you weren't gonna eat food. This is what it's like doing this shit with your family, okay? I love this bitch. Fuck this bitch. We're gonna go eat food. Goodbye.
Convention opens at noon. We're up there a little early. We have the room set up and open. We sit outside the room because we're like, okay, people might not know what it is. They might not want to enter. We'll see if people want to come in and we'll be right out here waiting.
Hello, we are here. We are set up and ready to go. And it's like 11:50, so we got like 10 minutes. We walked through the vendors in the artist alley as, people doing the last minute touches. And first of all, cool as hell. They got Toothless, they got Ghostbusters, droids, everything is fire. And it looks really cool. There's also very cool art. And we'll be sitting here chilling and waiting for people to come by. I think that's it. Update in the future.
Sitting here, waiting for people to get their badges and come through to our end of the convention, and they're about to have a lightsaber show. That's cool as hell.
We got to talk to the lightsaber folks. Shout out to them. I'm bad with names. Don't remember any of your names, but you were fire. I got to see a little performance of theirs. It was so cool. We were dead, deceased, silent, nobody in our event for the first 2 hours of Friday. Solidly the first 2 hours, no one was there. And that is not like a fault of anyone. It is simply the way that the convention worked. Now, Motor City did know that Friday is usually their slowest day, so we were expecting, something like that to happen. But as I'll tell you as we go through the next couple days, what we realized after the weekend is the way that, you're picking up tickets and you're getting registration when you first show up at the con in the opening hours, you're getting moved through this like big ballroom waiting room and then like sent towards the big warehouse with the artist alley, the comic book people, the celebrity people, the vendors, etc. When you get your passes and your badges and everything, you're going to want to walk through that whole section, which could take you forever, before you even come down to our side and join us, right? And so that's what ended up happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Every time the convention opened, we had nobody for at least an hour longer on a lot of the days, which happens totally fine because we still met a bunch of people and we had a good time. And for us in particular, once we had somebody in there, we didn't stop. We didn't take breaks. There was no lunch. There was no nothing. Brianna was always trying to like shove water in my face, which I don't drink water, just so certain blasphemers out there. We considered it. We were going to try and take a lunch break on Saturday. Didn't do it. Because once I'm in the flow, and I'm talking to all you and I'm doing it, I don't want to stop, right? So I just kind of don't. And it was the right choice for us. We made the right decision. But it was definitely in the future, we're probably not going to start right when a convention opens because so many other pathways that attendees are doing first before they get down to us.
We are back from the first day of a Motor City Comic Con, and I'm going to let you stare at these beautiful sweet iced teas we got from McDonald's. because we're going to have our lovely dinner of the day, which is McDonald's, because we have not eaten food at all. But it was fantastic. Everybody we met was super cool. If you're watching this right now and we met you, you're awesome. And I'm parasocial and I'd say I'd love you, but we're not there yet. But watch my Twitch and then maybe we'll be. No, I'm just kidding. Genuinely, you guys are great. I had so much fun. I'm very excited to be there tomorrow. And that's kind of it. I need to eat my food because we've got a special thing to do.
She's got a 7 a.m. interview.
Dun dun dun! Catch me on the news, Michigan, or at Motor City Day 2. Goodbye!
Hello, everybody. It's too early for me. It's too early. But we are here for our little Michigan TV interview jazz. So if you're watching, catch us on it. The booth is set up and ready.
Come be a total character.
Yeah, cute little certificates. People have been hyped over the certificates, and that's something I never expect is like, Brianna will give them a certificate and they'll go, oh my God, we get a little sheet of paper. And I'm like, I love y'all for that. Because to me, I'm a person who throws things away, like even respectable things.
They're gold, man.
They do have gold shinies. It's so cute. She did. She bought nice paper. Come get your nice paper. All right, y'all. I gotta go, but I'll update you in the future. Goodbye.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the aspects that we weren't necessarily involved in, but we were able to see and experience different parts of. So that big warehouse section with the artist alleys and the comic book people and the vendors and the celebrities, right? So it was a separated area where it was kind of like a big fake wall and celebrity tables were on that side with the professional photo ops. And then the other big gigantic sign was all the tables of vendors and artist people. Artist folks and vendors folks, I can't necessarily advise you on how well you're gonna do. I can say, according to the sort of like advertisements and everything after the convention ended, there were several artists who like completely sold out. Like their product was gone after the weekend. So from what I hear, it's a pretty lucrative endeavor, especially with that many people walking through. There were a couple things that I wanted to get even, and we just never left our room, so I didn't get them. Now, something I do want to mention about this sort of section was there were a bunch of like celebrities that were comic book artists and comic book writers. And I want to give Motor City praise for that because I have seen a huge amount of Comic Cons that kind of leave their comic book people and their writers and their authors and their drawers like in the dust. You know what I mean? It's very like, yep, your name's on the website. And not a lot of people come to your table. Like they don't advertise you, they don't promote you. Motor City was doing marketing for everyone. They did our marketing. Anything you saw that they promoted with us, girl, I don't know how to do that shit. Graphic design is not my passion, okay? They did that. It looked fabulous. They did a great job. And as far as I know, other people might have had like things that they gave them to market with, but they did show everybody. I saw plenty of comic book artists on there. Like their major platform for marketing is Facebook. Take that with a grain of salt. But I did see a bunch of comic book artists, not just celebrities with autograph tables, that were being marketed on Facebook, which was really, really cool because they were getting sort of the same amount of like recognition. And a lot of Comic Cons kind of throw them under the bus a little bit. And it always breaks my heart. Like I don't read and I wouldn't know anyone, but every artistic endeavor and creative craft should be respected and loved. So, and they had their names and kind of like, I think they had their own banners, not the convention's banners. Could be wrong. Maybe some of them had convention banners, but they were the majority of like the artist alley section. So there were independent artists, there were cool creatives, but there was a huge section of like, you can go meet comic book authors and stuff, which was really cool. And then of course you have your celebrity section with the tables and everything. Some were only there for specific days, some were there the whole weekend. It kind of depended. My sister did go to see Bill Nye. She said he was super cool. Thanks, Bill, for being nice to my sister, the science guy. And she got a professional photo with him. And I'm always nervous about professional photos because you hear so much bad stuff about like they shove you through and they touch you and they're really mean. This group was pose photo ops for Motor City, and my sister said she had totally fine experience. No like forcefulness, no pushing, no rudeness. It was totally chill. So take that in mind when you get photos or stuff with Post Photo Op. Let's talk a little bit about lines. Lines are one of those things at conventions where it does not matter how fantastic and amazing you are, something will go wrong. Something will go wrong. It's just the way it works. Now, for entrance lines and picking up your badges and passes, we didn't have to be in it, but the line was out the door. I've got clips of it. And you did get put into this big old ballroom for someone to like give a spiel or speech, and then you sort of went through everything type of energy. I will also say though, Motor City offers picking up your like badge purchases the week of. Like you can go there and pick the physical ones up, so you can just walk straight in when the convention is open. You can pick them up early if you're in the area. So that's a really good way to like keep traffic down for these registration days, especially on Saturday, because that's the big day. Saturday was huge. Sunday was big too, but Saturday was huge. And that was one of those things where I'm sure it took a wait time. I would bet it was probably an hour, but I don't know. You'll have to check with other people who were in the attendee lines. But definitely know that those lines are big on Saturday and decently sized on Sunday. Now, when it comes to signatures at celebrity table lines, not everyone wants to purchase tickets and stuff ahead of time. I totally respect that, and I understand why. But Brianna will tell you, I'm a hypocrite and an idiot because she bought her Bill Nye tickets ahead of time and he was sold out when we got there. And if she had not gotten those tickets, there's nothing the convention can do, right? That would have been egg on our face. But there was a line for Bill Nye when she got there because I didn't think there would be. And so I made us wait. But there was a little bit of a line there and they were starting to fill up the hallway. So one of the staff members moved them into like an off section. Now that's normal for people to separate lines so that you're not breaking like fire code and standing in the middle of walkways and blocking traffic, right? But there was some confusion between different staff, whether it was Motor City or not, I don't know. But there is confusion with the signature staff lines on some staff were saying one thing, some staff were saying another. She ended up in the VIP Bill Nye line, even though she was not a VIP for Bill Nye. So there's definitely wackiness happening. She didn't experience anything and I didn't experience anything firsthand that were like rude or bad or whatever. The best advice I can give if you're an attendee and you see somebody and you're like, I want to go get a signature for them, I want to go get a photo for them, show up 10 times earlier than you think you should and buy that ticket ahead of time and get in that middle front line section, or come for us. Come to our event. Overall, what I can say is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, awesome. The same way setup was easy. On Sunday, teardown was pretty easy.
It is the end of Motor City. We had a good Saturday, a good Sunday, a good Friday too, but Saturday was crazy. Today was pretty packed as well. We met so many cool people. Y'all were so fire. I appreciate every single one of you. And we're taking this bad boy down. And we will start our trip back. And yeah, I hope everyone had fun. Oh my goodness, that's always my biggest thing is I'm like, did people not like it? Do they think it's okay? Do they enjoy it? So I'm glad y'all hopefully had a good time. And we had some cool people stop in. Some well-known voice actors that I totally didn't realize was them. And I hope I didn't make a fool of myself, but he's really cool. Yeah. Okay, goodbye.
We were not rushed out of the building when the con closed. We got most of the night. Since there was no like, hey, you need to be out of the building like in 20 minutes, let's go. We were able to wait until the van could be driven up to like where we had it originally, and then we could bring pieces to it.
I realized I never got a video when it was like full and all that jazz. But look how big and open and vacant it is when we're cleaning up. It's wild, y'all. But we had a genuinely good time, and I hope we'll be back next year. And yeah. Wow.
There's an amazing staff member. I don't remember his name or if we got it, so I'm not going to say anything. but you know who you are, who helped us lift our gigantic, weighty, horrid little, not little, gigantic big boy bass piece. He's fantastic. He holds the whole thing together. All right, he's the reason it doesn't collapse, but he's so heavy, y'all. So heavy, and I cannot do it to save my life, and he's a pain in the ass. And this lovely staff member, without even being prompted, did not have to help us, was walking past. Like, we had spoken to him a little bit about what we do and how excited we were to be here, and I will hope we'll come back next year. And he was like, oh, do you guys need help with that? And just straight up lifted this bitch and went all the way to our van and helped put it in the van. He's incredible. We love him. And that's pretty much all of it. We had a really good time. It was super cool. If you have any photos or videos from our event or from, you know, things that we do, please feel free to share them with me. All my socials are attached down there. And also tell me your thoughts. If you can speak more to anything I've been talking about this video, the attendee side, the artist side, please put it in the comments. Let me know. And our next convention is going to be very soon, so keep an eye out for it, and hopefully we'll see you at our next voice acting event. Otherwise, y'all, that was Motor City 2025, and goodbye.